Hello, this is Shar from the Real Kitchen for Real People. I'd like to come to you today wishing everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And I hope the spirit of Christmas fills each and every one of your hearts with happiness for all year long, not just this time of year, but for all year long. Okay, without further ado, we're going to prepare a family favorite, which is the chocolate sheet cake. And this is for you chocolate lovers. It's fantastic cake, and we make it during the holiday seasons every year. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you what you need to do first. First, you need to set your oven at 350. Preheat your oven to 350. Use a cookie sheet about this size. This is what I'm going to use. And spray the bottom with your Pam or Joy or whatever baking spray you use and set it aside. Okay? Now the first thing we're going to do is combine what I have in this small, you get your small saucepan. And in this small saucepan, you're going to combine your half a cup of your cocoa powder and a cup of water. And when you add those two ingredients, stir it up till your chocolate is completely dissolved. Completely dissolved. And then once it's dissolved, you turn on your fire on medium heat, and you're going to add 2 sticks of butter in here. And you're going to stir that until it's completely melted. Bring it to a boil. Bring your chocolate mixture to a boil, not overloaded boil, but a lightly boil, and then turn your fire off and stir it, and it'll look like this. It should look like that when it's completely melted, all the butter, and your chocolate is completely dissolved, because you do not want lumps. Okay, that's the first step to this chocolate sheet cake. Now I'm going to bring you over to the mixture of the dry ingredients while this is cooling. And also, I forgot to add that you might want to add, this is what my spin to my chocolate sheet cake. I add a teaspoon of espresso, or you can use instant coffee. Like I said, this just gives you a real strong chocolate taste. Okay. Okay, now in your separate bowl, I call bowl number 1, will be your dry ingredients. And in this bowl, I've already combined 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ cup of sugar, a half a cup of light brown sugar, a 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1½ teaspoon of salt. And what you want to do is just mix this all together real good. Stir it up real good so all of those mixtures can talk to each other a little bit. So you want to mix that all up together and get lumps out. If you have lumps from your brown sugar, sometimes that could be a little lumpy. Okay, so we have those dry ingredients all mixed up in here. Okay, now we're going to mix our wet ingredients, which is bowl number 2. I'm going to set bowl number 1 aside. Okay, bowl number 2. This is what I have combined in bowl number 2. In here I have combine my buttermilk, which is a half a cup of buttermilk, 2 eggs, and vanilla. So I have all that mixed in bowl number 2, and you just mix that up, whisk it together real good. Okay. And it'll look like that. I try to show you these instructions to make your video viewing not so long, so I let you know what I have in each bowl. Okay, now I'm gonna bring bowl number 1 back out. So now in bowl number 1, I'm going to combine my chocolate sauce, the chocolate mixture that it should be cooled down by now. Sorry. So it's cooled down, so you want to add all of that good old chocolate mixture into your flour mixture. And get all of it, because that's good stuff. Okay? So you're going to mix that together with your flour mixer, which is in bowl number 1. Okay, we're going to stir that together. Combine that and stir it up real good. And it's already smelling awesome. Chocolate. I love chocolate. And this is a great cake for those who love chocolate. Chocolate lovers. Okay. And you see how that's coming together? Mix it up real good in there with your flour. See it? Mixing it up real good with your flour mixture. Sorry. I'm trying to show you how it's looking. Okay, here we go. So I'm mixing this up with my hands. Okay, now that that's mixed, it'll look like that. It looks awesome. Okay, and then you want to add in this liquid bowl, you know where your buttermilk and egg and vanilla is. Now you want to add that to the chocolate mixture. Okay. Get all the goodies out of there. Don't leave nothing behind. Okay, now you want to mix that all together till it's mixed well. So you see no more yellow. Mixing it all together. And I'm just going to do this by hand. It's whatever you want to do. If you want to use a mixer, you can. But I'm using old-fashioned way by hand. And you can see it's coming together. So you're mixing it all together until you see no more yellow. Okay. And I know some people have made this cake with nuts in it. And they put it in the batter. I've seen people put it on the top once it's finished, in the frosting. But I just like it plain so I can get the full effect of that chocolate cake. It is just awesome. It is a crowd pleaser, that's for sure. Okay, now that's what it'll look like. Your batter will look like that. See that? Beautiful. Liquid gold. Okay, so now that it's stirred up real good, you're going to pour it in your greased and flour pan. Okay, I'm going to pour the batter into my prepared cookie sheet. You just kind of want to shake it around a little bit. Get your batter even. You can spread it around a little bit there. Just to get it even in your pan, just kind of move it around slightly. Spread it out slightly to the edges. Okay. Lightly move it to the edges. See how that looks? We're going to get every bit in there. Okay, and then you'll stick this in the oven. Shake it around. Stick it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. And then it'll be done. Just test it. Put a toothpick in it and make sure it comes out smooth. And that's the way it'll look in your pan. Okay? Okay, I've taken my cake out of the oven. Here it is. It's nice and hot. I'll put it over to the side while you prepare your frosting. Now you stick a toothpick in there just to make sure that it comes out clean. That means it's done. Okay? Okay, now we're getting ready to make our frosting because we want to put the frosting on the cake while it's still warm. Okay, in a small saucepan, you want to, on medium heat, you want to melt a stick of butter and 6 tablespoons of milk and 4 tablespoons of cocoa. And you're going to stir that until it's all melted in your saucepan. Then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. And it'll look like that. Okay? It'll look like this. Okay? Once that's all melted and your cocoa is melted, everything is melted, turn your heat off of your frosting. And then you want to stir in slowly your powdered sugar. We're going to use 1 box of powdered sugar, confectioner sugar. So you just add it in there a little bit at a time so you won't get all them lumps. And you mix it with your whisk. Just whisk it until it is all mixed up. Just do a little bit at a time to avoid lumps. Now some people use a sifter for powdered sugar for lumps, to get those lumps out. But I just add a little bit at a time and just stir it around until you get all of that box mixed in here in your chocolate. See it? And it'll smooth out. As long as you don't try to put the whole box in there at once, because it will not work if you do that. And that's how it's going to look when you get ready to frost your cake. Just do a little bit at a time. Okay? I've already started a little of it, so I'm at the end of my box. Okay, so I'm stirring it a little bit at a time. Okay, now this is what it'll look like once you combine your powdered sugar, your box of powdered sugar, in your saucepan. See how it looks? Kind of thick. So, but when you put it on your cake, it'll thin out because your cake is warm. So we're going to put it on our cake. Okay? I'm just going to dump it on there. No certain way, just dump it on there. And we're going to smooth that out across the cake. Okay? Get it. Okay, and I've put my icing on there, and I'm just going to smooth it out over the top of the cake. Now you can make your icing kind of ahead of time, but I didn't want it to get too hard before your cake was done. So that's why I waited till after the cake was out of the oven. And then you can just spread it on there. As you can see, it's kind of thinning out as you spread. You'll see it's kind of melting, and that's what you want. It's melted on the cake, and it is delicious. Okay, I think I might have a little more in here to add. Just get all the goodies out of your pan. And you might want to save some to eat for yourself. I scrape the pan and eat it. The little pots, see the little leftovers. It's awful a lot of sugar high on that. Okay, that should do it. And this is what you call, this is my spin, like I said, of a chocolate sheet cake. And this is what we're going to have for the Christmas holiday. So be sure to try this. I guarantee you will be excited about it. And comment below, let me know how you liked it and how your guests enjoyed it, because I know they will. And if you want to, you can add walnuts or pecans on top, like I said earlier. You can add that to the top of your cake, or you can just leave it like this, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it chocolate on top and bottom. So without further ado, be sure to subscribe, comment, and share this wonderful chocolate sheet cake recipe with others. And be sure to enjoy your family and friends during the holiday season. And would like to say Merry Christmas once again and a Happy New Year. Love, love.